Hey guys, it's Caleb from Rock Blocks. Today up on the lift we have a Tesla Model Y. It's getting the Rock Blocks treatment, so let's go ahead and show you how to install our mud flaps and splash guards. Here we have the tools laid out for install. What we used today was a set of insert pullers, a flathead screwdriver, and then we also used a Phillips head screwdriver, a 4mm Allen, and a 10mm that was used on the rear to remove the factory splash guard. Here we have your front laid out. What you'll get in your kit is your mud flap for that corner. You'll get a couple of clip retainers. You'll get the hardware, which we'll put a full breakdown of that on the screen right now. Now, before we head over to the vehicle, we're actually going to pre-assemble the clip retainers and clips on the bench. So to do so, we're going to take our clip, we're going to flip it, we're going to put the tail into the tail alignment groove here. That is not supposed to hold it from spinning, it's just to show you the alignment of it. And then here we'll take the clip retainer, and all you'll do is the tip is oversized so that it's a press fit. And then you just give it a good push and it will click into place. And once it's in place, that will assist you when you go to tighten the clip. Now you'll take a 3/4 inch screw with a washer and go ahead and we'll get that started by hand. And now we're going to work our way to the next one, doing that same thing, aligning our clip using the tail with the alignment groove there. Take our clip retainer, align it with the holes, start with one, and just give it a nice press, adjust, align this with the next hole, and clip it in. And we'll go ahead, flip that back over, get that one started by hand. I'll grab our 90-degree screwdriver, hold this in place, oops. Get that just before snug, and now that is ready to go over to the vehicle and be installed. Now that we're at the front of the vehicle, we're going to begin removing the factory splash guards that were on this one. We're going to remove the two OEM inserts from here, and the metal clip from right here. Now that we've got the factory splash guard out of the way, we're going to install our nylon inserts into the hole here and here just by pressing it in. Now that we've got our inserts in place, we're going to take our 2 1/4" screws, put them through washers, and then we're going to grab our flap, and we're going to start with this hole right here, putting our screw through it, and that's going to correspond with that insert right there. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get that started. We're going to use some inward pressure while we start it, and as soon as that insert expands a little bit, it will stop spinning. If you are having a little bit of spinning issues, just add a little more inward pressure. And go ahead and get that so that it's loose, but it's holding the flap and supporting the flap. Now, to put these clips on, we're going to lift it up into position. We're going to press it flat up against the fender's edge, and then we're just going to pull it outwards. And they may be stiff. If they're too stiff, you can back them off just a little bit and then get them in position, and then you can retighten them just a little bit. That is the point of the clip retainers, is to help with them when they are installed so that you can get your final tightening in there and it keeps that clip from spinning around. Now that we've got it in place, we can put in our final screw on that inner mounting point. Now that we've got that inner screw just lightly tightened up, now you would go ahead and adjust your flap Just sliding it around, adjusting it. Set your angle by checking for level on the bottom. I like to set it to where it's just barely angled inward, so that way it matches the natural camber of the tire. Once you have that, go ahead and fully lock these two down, and if you want, you can give these another 1/8 of a turn just to snug them up and shore them up, and making sure that that pinch over the fender's edge is nice and tight. Alright, there you go. That's the install. You can repeat those same steps on the other side. Now, let's jump to the rear. Here, we have your rear laid out. What you'll get in your kit is your rear flap, or splash guard for that corner. You'll get your rear mount plate that also corresponds with that corner, and then the hardware. We'll go ahead and put a breakdown of that on the screen right now. The mount plate will be held in place by tucking it behind the fender's edge, which will show you on the car. Now let's go ahead and get to that install. Here we are at the rear of the vehicle. To begin, we're going to remove this OEM splash guard. To remove these factory splash guards, we're going to remove this insert here. Here, there will be a metal clip, which we've previously removed. And then this plastic nut up here, we'll go ahead and just unscrew it. Now with those out of the way, we'll go down to the bottom and remove the 10mm. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this 10mm bolt on the bottom side here. Now with that bolt out of the way, we'll return to the top and remove this splash guard. With all the hardware removed, we can now go ahead, undo this, set that to the side. The hardware that we will be reinstalling is we'll put that 10mm bolt back into that bottom hole. And then we're just going to take this plastic nut and put it back on so that it retains the liner up top. Alright, with those back in place, we're going to take our flathead and we're going to lift the liner from the bottom here. We're going to lift it and kind of fold it up and out of the way to gain access to the mount point right here. There's a metal tab. We're going to be placing our nylon clip over that hole there, and then we'll return the liner to its original place. Take our nylon clip, we're going to put it on this mount tab here, aligning it with the hole. Alright, there we go. With the clip aligned, we can now go ahead and just tuck our liner back behind the fender's edge, like so. Now we're going to grab our nylon insert. We're going to press that into that inner hole right there. Now this is where we're going to take our mount plate. We're going to orient it so that the etching is facing inside the wheel well. And then we're going to align this large hole here with the hole where our clip is. And we're going to slide the two teeth behind the fender's edge right here. There we go. That's fully aligned. Now we're ready to begin mounting our flap. Now that we've got that mount plate in place, we're going to prep all of our hardware with washers, and we're going to grab our flap. We're going to take one of our 1¼ screws, and we're going to go ahead and place it in the middle hole right here, and that's going to go into that clip we placed. We're just going to go ahead and get that started by hand. Go ahead, get that lightly snugged up so we can still move our flap, but that it is supported. Now we're going to take our M6 bolt, and that's going to screw into the threaded insert in that upper hole. Go ahead and get that started by hand. Now with those two in place, we're going to take our last 1¼ screw and And we're going to go with the inner hole here, and we're going to align that with our insert, placing it into the insert and getting it started by hand. There we go. Now with that in place, we'll make sure that that backing plate is tucked up nice. Now we can go ahead and take our flap, adjust it to our liking, check the bottom for level, set it according to how you would like, and then take a step back, look at it, and make sure it looks good. Once you're done with that, we'll go ahead and we'll fully tighten it down. We're going to fully tighten it down, starting with that middle mounting point, and then we're going to go over to the inner mounting point. Once both those are firmly secured, we'll swap our tool to the 4mm Allen head, and now we'll fully tighten the top mounting point. And there you have it. That's the rear installed. You can repeat those same steps on the other side. Thanks for watching.